6 people shot overnight in Durham. One of them, a 2-year-old girl, left with life-threatening injuries. What the Durham mayor says they are doing to crack down on crime.
A dangerous heat spell this weekend means we've issued back-to-back WRAL weather alert days, when it could feel like 107 and the timing for relief to finally arrive.
Then a Wake County woman competing for a coveted spot on Team USA. We're live one-on-one with Ashley Twitchell. Her perspective on this next round of the Olympic trials and what's changed for this Olympian since becoming a mom. Summer is sizzling, out of the norm. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Ashley Rowe. You know, we're usually around 89 degrees this time of year. This weekend, the high is 97. When we talk about this week of heat, I don't mean the last 5 days. I mean the next 5 days. Check out this heat risk map from the National Weather Service. North Carolina is in yellow now, but it's orange on Saturday and then red on Sunday and Monday and so on. Red means a major heat risk, and that's why we are calling Sunday and Monday WRAL Weather Alert Days. Meteorologist Kat Campbell is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Kat, that 97 number doesn't even tell the full story. The heat index is much higher.
And that heat index is what's going to make it so dangerous. It's unusual to see such a prolonged heat wave this early in the season. Sunday and Monday, both WRAL Weather Alert Days because the heat index could exceed 105, and that may also warrant heat advisories. So let's get into the numbers. Mike Mays and myself updated these this afternoon. 97 is the high tomorrow, Sunday and Monday. The humidity not as high tomorrow, and the heat index is 101. That's why tomorrow is in a WRAL weather alert day. It's still hot though. Sunday and Monday is when we have the heat index forecast up to 107. By Tuesday, a nice dip in humidity, but really not a big break from the heat, 95, and that's what it'll feel like. We're already eyeing Wednesday of next week for another potential WRAL weather alert day. We are forecasting 100 degrees and the heat index is likely to exceed 105 again. Make sure that you are staying hydrated and in the shade and know the signs of heat exhaustion, cramps, fatigue, confusion. Try to stay inside. The more dangerous hours are between noon and 7 p.m. The heat index already in the 90s tomorrow morning by 11 a.m. By 2 o'clock, we hit 100, and we stay there through at least 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We do have a cold front coming, though. We also have a potential tropical system offshore. I'm tracking both of those systems coming up.
All right, Kat, thanks. The heat is bad enough. Now imagine, in the midst of it all, not having ample access to clean water. Part of Durham has been under a boil water advisory since around 11 a.m. This is the section we're talking about. It's in the northwest corner, the Archer Woods, Willow Ridge, and Heather Glen neighborhoods. People there could see periods of low or no water pressure, allowing bacteria to get into the water. That's why the city wants folks to boil the water before using it. They hope to have everything fixed by tomorrow morning. We now know the name of the man deputies shot during an hours-long standoff this week. The SBI says Wake County Deputy Michael Reitman shot 52-year-old Jason Lundwall. Lundwall refused to come out of his apartment on Water Oak Drive. Deputies were trying to serve an eviction notice. Many of Lundwall's neighbors were forced to evacuate their homes. That standoff lasted 7 hours. Investigators are looking for the person they say shot a juvenile near a park in Siler City. This happened late last night around 11:30 near Bray Park. Investigators say the suspect robbed someone and drove off. Then that person and the juvenile chased the suspect. The suspect fired shots at the other car, hitting the juvenile. He went to the hospital. His condition is not known at this time. 6 people were shot in 8 hours in Durham last night. One of the victims is a 2-year-old girl with life-threatening injuries. This now makes 126 people shot in Durham so far this year. WRAL's Monica Casey shows us where the violence is concentrated and what leaders are trying to do about this issue.
The 2-year-old girl shot in Durham last night is now the 3rd child 5 years old or younger who has been shot this year. The 2 adults who were shot with her have minor injuries.
I just need to talk to our leadership about some solutions.
Fayetteville Street resident Jerry Smith tells WRAL he moved to the back of his house because he's worried about bullets coming through his front windows. He hears so much gunfire, he didn't even notice it last night.
I hear it every day, every night. And I done got used to it. I've gotten used to it. So I'm just hoping it don't come my way.
Since last Monday, there have been 3 shootings in a quarter-mile stretch of Fayetteville Street. A man and a 3-year-old boy shot outside a Walgreens on June 10th, a woman shot in the 1100 block on June 11th, and early this morning, 3 people were shot where the road intersects with Linwood Avenue. A woman there has life-threatening injuries. 13 people have been shot in Durham in the last 11 days. One man on June 10th on Chalk Level Road, 2 people in a domestic incident on Tobler Court on June 11th. Police found the body of a man with multiple gunshot wounds on June 16th on Wrightwood Avenue. 3 others were shot last night in the 1400 block of East Cornwallis Road. A 2-year-old girl has life-threatening injuries.
I'm extremely frustrated.
Durham Mayor Leonardo Williams says he wants to see the city be more proactive with solutions.
Focus on capturing our youth before we lose them. I'm going to work on resources that are, just going to help people be more self-sustaining when it comes to their basic resources of making sure that they have access to jobs. So we're going to make sure we have the training programs.
In Durham, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
Police have made arrests in some of these cases over the last 2 weeks, but not in either of the ones from overnight yet. They're asking anyone with information to come forward. Today, Governor Roy Cooper vetoed a bill that would have outlawed wearing cloth masks in public. Medical or surgical grade ones would be okay. Law enforcement would decide whether someone's mask qualifies, and you could only wear one if you're sick. Republicans proposed the change after pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses. They say the ban would only be enforced against people who are doing something wrong. Cooper believes the law would hurt people who need masks to protect their health.
Why do we want to change the law? I mean, the law was working well as it was. Now it's going to be even more confusing. You don't know if you get some prosecutor who's going to just go after people for wearing masks.
A bill also creates a new loophole in campaign finance rules. Republican lawmakers say they plan to override the veto and put it into law. That could happen as soon as next week. Well, if you thought a $650 million renovation sounded expensive, how about a brand new stadium? We've shown you these renderings for weeks, the plans for an upgrade to Bank of America Stadium. Well, according to documents from Charlotte City Council, if the funding passes, so does a timeline for a new stadium. They'd do these upgrades first, and then at some point they would start from scratch. Negotiations with the team's owner could start in April 2037, and the stadium could be open by 2046. Charlotte City Council will talk about this next week, as well as the proposed renovations. The Wake County Sheriff's Office is starting to fill in its staffing gap. Their new class of 26 cadets is the highest in nearly a decade. Plus, today the Sheriff's Office announced a 6.8% pay increase. Cadet pay starts at $54,000, and 6 months later, that can go up to $56,000. We heard from one cadet going through the program.
Law enforcement in general, all over the country, has a bad rep, and part of me wants to correct that.
The Sheriff's Office is still short about 40 positions. There are 2 classes going on right now to help fill those spots, and the county just approved 31 more positions to fill the gap even more. The Cumberland County Animal Shelter is in dire need of adoptions. Today, the shelter reached full capacity. Adoption fees for large dogs are waived tomorrow to try to get some of these animals out into homes. The shelter is accepting fosters as well as adoptions. The shelter opens tomorrow at 1 p.m. It closes at 5. They're closed Sundays, and then they'll be back open Monday at 11 a.m. Well, a big bummer for Willie Nelson fans in our area. The legendary artist will not perform at Coastal Credit Union Park at Walnut Creek tomorrow. The 91-year-old is not feeling well, and his doctor says he needs to rest for the next 4 days. He's been traveling as part of his Outlaw Music Festival, going town to town with Bob Dylan, Robert Plant, and more, just legends. In his stead, Lucas Nelson and the family band will play a special set, including Willie's classics. Next week, President Joe Biden and the First Lady will visit the Triangle. He'll be here one day after his debate with Donald Trump. Joe Biden will be in North Carolina a couple of days earlier, actually, at a campaign fundraiser on Tuesday in Charlotte. President Biden will join her in Raleigh next Friday. We're trying to get more information about where exactly they will be visiting during this trip.
I'm Lena Tillett in the WRAL Live Center following some breaking news out of the U.S. Olympic trials. So the track and field trials just began in Eugene, Oregon, and already we are seeing records broken. Take a look at this photo here. 16-year-old Quincy Wilson just ran the 400-meter dash in a time of 44.66 seconds. He's 16 years old. This is now a record for anyone under the age of 18. And he won his heat against, we're talking people much older than he is. He is incredibly impressive. I'm so impressed by the young people who are running in the trials. Some other notable names for you tonight in the women's 800-meter dash. Duke's Lauren Tolbert, UNC's Michaela Page are running. We will have the results of that tonight at 10 and 11 on Fox 50 and WRAL. In the women's 400-meter dash, Jessica Wright, who went to Howard University but is a Hillside grad and a Durham native, she's running in the 400, so we are going to be watching her as well. This is such an exciting time. Ashley, what? He's 16. What? This is unreal.
It is amazing. I love the enthusiasm. Thanks, Lena. Some of the nation's best swimmers have ties to our area, and a few will compete in tonight's Olympic swimming trials. Tomorrow, all eyes are on Ashley Twitchell of Cary. Ahead of her 800-meter swim, she's sharing what's special about this year's competition. No doubt, a certain fan in the stands has something to do with that. Stick around for our live interview with Twitchell in about 2 minutes. It is the 7th straight day of the 2024 Olympic swimming trials. The best swimmers from all over the country are in Indianapolis, and only a very select few will make it to Paris. We know NC State swimmer Catherine Burkhoff made Team USA in the 100-meter backstroke. A swimmer from Cary is looking to make her second appearance at the Summer Games. Today, Ashley Twitchell advanced to the final in the 800-meter freestyle. She'll go up against Katie Ledecky and 6 other swimmers in tomorrow's final. Twitchell joining us now live from Indianapolis. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me on.
Congratulations on making it to the finals tomorrow. How are you feeling after this morning's event?
I'm feeling good. The 800 is a fun event for me. It's a little shorter, and so the 1500 was kind of my main focus. And so I actually didn't even know if I was going to do the 800. So I'm excited to be in the final and see what I can do tomorrow night.
What made you decide that you wanted to do the 800?
This is my 5th Olympic trials, and it's the most fun I've had. It's the most relaxed I've been. And after the 1500, I figured why not take the opportunity and see what I could do in the 800.
It's so great to hear that this is the most fun that you're having. You competed in the Tokyo Olympics, and now you're hoping to go to Paris. A lot has changed since then. You're a mom now. So I'm curious, as you talk about your happiness and how good you're feeling, I'm curious how your perspective on training and competing at this level has changed.
My perspective has definitely changed a lot. I really didn't know what to expect after having my son and getting back into it. It was kind of like a clean slate. And while it's been fun, it's also been frustrating at times, having the progress be a little slower than I thought it would be. But just being here and having my son Lachlan be able to experience it and see him so excited in the crowd. I mean, he doesn't really know what he's cheering for, but to see him there and having so much fun, it definitely gives me a new perspective and reminds me to just have fun with it and make the most of it that I can.
We're showing pictures now of you and Lachlan. They're so sweet. I also want to play some video. I love this video of Lachlan in the stands. Let's watch. This is the sweetest video. What I particularly love is that Lachlan's saying your name, not go mommy.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean. Like he's just copying what everyone else is saying. So he doesn't get it. And it's just a reminder to me, like he doesn't know if I get first or last. And so that's really special. Just a reminder to know that he loves me no matter what. My family loves me no matter what. And so I'm just really here having fun. And of course I want to do the best I can, but that's just kind of a bonus.
No kidding. It's got to make you feel a little bit looser as you get into the water too, having that perspective. I've got a 2.5-year-old as well. I can't help but wonder, from one mom to another, it takes so much sacrifice to train at your level. It also takes a lot of sacrifice to be a mom. And I imagine at times those are at odds with each other and can weigh on you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely been tough to find kind of the perfect balance. And I don't know that the perfect balance really exists. But, my husband and I have gotten into a really good rhythm of training. And I do train a little bit less than I did kind of pre-pregnancy and pre-having a kid. But it's what works best for us. And, I really don't sit still at all during the day. There's no relaxing like I used to between doubles. But I just figure that's kind of extra dry land. And the past 2 years have been so fun and so fulfilling, kind of training and competing and getting to travel the world with him. And it's been so fulfilling getting to do that with Lachlan.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you train out of the Triangle Aquatic Center. Real quick, when you're not training there, I've got to ask, where do you and your family like to spend your time? I personally love downtown Cary Park.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we're so blessed. I mean, there are so many amazing parks in the Triangle area. I could go to a new one every single day for a month, which is so cool. We love story time we live in Apex, so the Apex Library. But yeah, the parks are amazing and the pool. He loves swimming. So it's fun to go to the pool with him and have it be not training, just fun and splashing around with him.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, all the best tomorrow. All the best moving forward. Let's keep in touch. We'll be thinking of you and cheering you on.
Thank you so much.
The Olympic swimming trials continue tonight on WRAL. Another local swimmer, Claire Curzan, has one last chance to make Team USA. She's swimming in the 200-meter backstroke. Two other locals to watch for tonight, Quentin McCarty and Ryan Held in the men's 50 freestyle. Let's shift gears now back to weather. If you're heading to the beach this weekend, you really need to know about the high risk of rip currents this weekend. There have been at least 90 rip current rescues so far at the coast this week. Drone video shows one of them at Oak Island. How about this? Rescue crews saved kids who drifted 2,000 feet from shore. The currents and the wind kept them from getting back to the beach. The rescue lasted less than 30 minutes, and the children were returned to their parent. Kat, one of the things that I thought was amazing about that rescue was they were able to use a drone to find them so that they could then send the rescue crews.
Absolutely. Thank goodness that we had clear skies for drone flying, because that's not always the case, especially with these days where there's a rip current risk. So please, if you're headed to the coast this weekend, pay attention to the flags. Not all beaches are under high risk tomorrow, but there will be some. This weekend for us here at home, limit your time outside if you can. 97 Saturday, 97 but more humid Sunday. And look at these lows. We only get down to 76 for the low at night. This is prolonged heat. Today was our 9th day in a row in the 90s, and we've got 7 more at least to go. 6 a.m., 72 already. By the time we get to about 10 a.m., it's 83, warming up to 90 by lunchtime, 97 at 4 o'clock, still mid-90s as we near dinner time. In Durham at the DBAP, the sprinklers have been on much of the day as they work to keep that grass healthy. The good news is we do have some rain in the forecast. Not a ton, but 1/4 of an inch for the areas in green here, and closer perhaps to 1/2 inch for the areas in blue. And that's over the next week. Small rain chances this weekend. That chance 50% Mondays, so it's more scattered Monday. Our best chance for rain looks like it may come next Thursday with a cold front. So let's talk about our big picture. We're keeping an eye on this system for potential tropical development. That chance is going down as it starts to move inland. We're not really going to see impacts from that system, but we will see a drop in humidity from that cold front. It gets here Monday. It brings that 50% chance of rain and storms. Tuesday, still hot but less humid behind that front. And then the stronger cold front arrives Thursday of next week, and this should put an end to the unbearable heat. As long as it passes through and doesn't stall, it's also going to bring a better chance of rain and thunderstorms. So our tropical outlook for this system, I mean, its chances are really starting to go down here pretty soon because it's moving inland and ashore. The model plots do carry it here closer to the coast. However, it will have already fizzled out by then. So I just want to let you know that. Don't let any model plots that you see floating around online scare you with that system. We also have this system, which is more worth watching in the southern Gulf of Mexico. About a 60% chance of development over the next 7 days. And the next name on the list is WRAL. Your 7-day forecast is a hot one. 97 degrees 3 days in a row. Sunday and Monday are more humid with a heat index over 105. That is why they are WRAL weather alert days. Less humid Tuesday, then 100 on Wednesday. But here comes that cold front on Thursday. A little less hot, down to 90 by Friday.
A little less. Thanks, Kat. 25 years after Hurricane Floyd nearly wiped Princeville off the map, the historic town is getting millions of dollars to prevent a future disaster. That's next. We're one day into summer, but it feels like it's been summer for weeks, right? No doubt folks will head to Fantasy Lake near Rollsville to get a break from the heat. Owner Daniel Cox says while the water there is cool, that's really not enough. Everyone has to drink a lot of water, and that includes the park's lifeguards.
We do 10-minute rotations on the guards to where every station they're at for 10 minutes, and then they switch, and we take water out to them. They have an air-conditioned guard shack where they go into after their shift. They're typically out there 1 hour, and then maybe 50 minutes to an hour, and then they come in the guard shack, and it's air-conditioned.
The park also offers cool shelters for their visits. $11 million will go to a town in Edgecombe County in hopes of protecting it from severe storms and flooding. Princeville was among the towns hit hard by Hurricane Floyd in 1999. The town's levee failed, submerging the town in floodwaters. In some areas, the water rose 23 feet and took 10 days to recede. FEMA aims to use these $11 million to build better stormwater management, water distribution, and power systems. Today marks 61 years since our state chartered the UNC School of the Arts. The General Assembly moved forward with the school in 1963. The city, Winston-Salem, wanted the school badly. They paid up big. Its citizens raised $850,000 in a 2-day phone drive. The art school opened on the campus of Gray High School in 1965. And today, UNCSA is one of the top performing art schools in the country. Thanks for being with us here on this Friday night. Have a wonderful weekend.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.